everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Shuriken Sentai Ninninger review for you today. This is the Super Sentai Artisan Rodeomaru. He does come with a Super Sentai Artisan Chouzetsu Akaninger, as you can see picture up on the back. So not really much going on with the packaging. So we'll go ahead, we'll pop him out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here we have Rodeomaru out of the packaging. And I have to say, he really does look pretty spectacular. Really nice design, nice articulation. Really like the head sculpt there. I think that looks fantastic. Nice gold on the chest. As far as articulation goes, head is on a ball joint, so that can go up and down and all around. You have a similar ball joint in the shoulder, but the, shoulder pads hinder it a little bit. But you can pretty much go out to the side, front to back. Swivel under there. You have pretty much 90 degrees at the elbow, hand swivel, as well as fingers opening and closing. Then you have, not really a ball joint, but kind of a swivel, kind of ab crunch kind of joint in the abs. Can go from side to side and also a little bit all around like that. Hip joints are really tight, but that's kind of nice, especially when you want to go out to the side with them. Not like they're going to break, just nice and sturdy. So you have front to back, but he does have kind of a butt flap, so you can't go all the way back. But he can definitely sit. And then he's got 90 degrees at the knee with these cool knee pads, and then a ball joint in the ankle. And as you can see, he's got nice chrome here on the shins. So I have to say, it's definitely a vast improvement over the one that came with Bison King, as I will put them side by side. And you can see it's very clear. They are much nicer, or I should say, much nicer toy over here. But it makes sense. You can't really give this kind of posability with a giant mecha when you're trying to keep costs down. So this guy was probably as much as all of Bison King when you think about it. Let's not think about that. Anyway, I put this off to the side. It's definitely a very nice figure. He does come with accessories. Comes with two alternate hands that you can switch out. Actually, his whole arm will pop off. Pretty much right here. Both arms will pop off, and you'll pop these on if you want to go ahead and form him up with Bison King. You'll also need to slide out these panels and clip these panels in, which we'll take a look at. The other very tiny accessory he has, just like the Artisan Shinobimaru, there's this super tiny little piece right here that can slide out. And it's going to be tough because this guy has much bigger shoulder pads, but this little piece slides out, and then it comes with this super tiny little piece that you can slide in, and it just looks like Star Ninja is sitting on his shoulder playing his guitar, and I will try to get in so you guys can see that. There you go. It's a super tiny little piece, but you can see Star Ninja is sitting there on his shoulder playing the guitar. So I think that's a nice little touch. I mean, it's definitely not needed, but I think it's pretty neat to have something like that. Let me go back in. Here we go. So overall, this is definitely, if you're a fan of Rodeomaru, but you really want a super articulated version, this is definitely the one to go with. Let me get this piece back in here. It's really nice, has some die-cast metal parts, which is pretty nice. The chest and the shins. Definitely got some nice articulation. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the little Akaninger, Chouzetsu Akaninger that comes with this guy. Alright, so here is the tiny Chouzetsu Akaninger that you also get in this set. And here he is standing next to the original Chouzetsu Akaninger that actually comes with Lion Hao. As you can see, this guy has a whole lot more articulation than this guy does. This guy literally can just sit. That's about the only thing he can do. So I'm going to put him off to the side. He's got a nice bit of articulation and detail. The head, I think, is nicely painted, and I'll try to get as close as I can. You can take a look there. Nice bit of paint on there. Nice bit of paint and detailing on the front. You can see the symbol is in the chest, even though it's not really painted or anything. But then he's got some silver on kind of the shin guards and the arm guard, and a little bit of gold there. Back is pretty much solid red. But articulation-wise, the head's on a tiny ball joint, so it can go up and down, swivel around. You have shoulders that can go up and down and also around. You've got a little bit of a swivel underneath that. You've got 90 degrees in the elbow, and the hands can turn. The pegs are a little tight, and sometimes I feel like I'm turning the hand but not turning the peg, and I don't want to break it, so just be careful with that. The skirt here can lift up so that he can sit. You have kind of a limited ball joint in the hips because it can't really go back all that far, but it can go out to the side decently and definitely all the way up front so he can sit. Then you have 90 degrees in the knee, and then you have a ball joint in the ankle. So you got a little bit of movement there. So definitely nice. If you wanted to connect this guy to Lion Hao, he does come with a few extra pieces. The first extra piece is this tiny little red piece, which you can see here there's a peg in his butt. And you would clip that in there. And then this tab is what would fit into the mouth of Lion Hao. And then he would sit. Oh, sorry, wow. Getting a bit of a light flare there. Sorry about that. So that's how you connect him if you want him to sit in Lion Hao's mouth for kind of the normal Lion Hao transformation. If you wanted him to sit on top of the Shuriken when he's connected to Shurikenjin, they give you this second little piece. And you can see these tabs that will fit into the slots on the inside of his legs. Just like this. And then you can sandwich his legs together. And that has a little peg hole there on the bottom. And that's very similar to the original, had the peg hole. So then he can peg in on top of the Shuriken. Unfortunately, I don't really have Lion Hao handy to show you all this. But those are the two extra pieces that he comes with so you can connect him to Lion Hao. He also comes with a very tiny little Ichibanto. It's actually got some decent detail molded into it for how small it is. You can see the Shuriken there. And it also has a peg so that you can go ahead and pop it into this hole on his back. And there you go. So I appreciate that. I really appreciate that the Ichibanto can fit on his back like that. And of course, he can wield it in his hand very easily. So I appreciate that. I think they did a really nice job with the Chouzetsu Akaninger. And it's kind of like a bonus for free since he comes with, just kind of got included in this set. Alright, so before we go ahead and merge him with Bison King, I'm going to show you kind of how to get him ready. You're going to have to pop off both of his arms, which is a little bit easier said than done. They're just a little tight. But you can see that's where the peg is. Right there. The peg is right there. It's kind of in shadow because it's dark under there, but so you got to pop both of his arms off. Then you're going to bring in the other two arms that he comes with, the very, very shorty ones. And the cool thing about these is you can see there's a tab hole right there, and these two tabs right here and here are going to peg in there, as well as the little ball joint pegging into this spot right here. So it'll be really nice and secure by the time you get it all on there. So we'll go ahead and get this. It's a little difficult to do on camera. I think I'm just going to take a break and get them pegged in for you. Alright, so here we go. Got these all pushed in. It really gives them kind of tiny T-Rex hands, which is kind of hilarious. So you just have to make sure that that's all snugly in there. The next thing you're going to do is slide these panels off. And they just slide out like that. And then he comes with these other panels that you're going to slide in. I think it goes like this. And like this. There we go. So now you can see he's got the clips. And he's got the pin for the Shuriken. So now that he's ready, we'll go ahead and combine him with Bison King. Alright, so I've got Bison King already here. For this, if you're going to use this guy, I'd recommend leaving this out instead of folding it down. Just because, you know, his joints are not, I don't want to say looser, but I feel like he's got more weight to him. So having just the legs hang on the back doesn't really work, in my opinion. So you just go ahead and you slide these hands up. And then you can see that there are clips right here and here. And they're going to clip into the normal spot. So you just clip them in, and then you're just going to kind of want to do what you can with the legs back here. And then come around to the side and make sure the hands are down on there. And then bring in the Shuriken. And the panels we slid out earlier are clips up top of there and theirs, and that's for the Shuriken to clip onto. Whoops. So it is possible to do that. In my opinion, I would just stick with the Rodeomaru they give you if you're going to use them in Bison King. Just because I feel like the clips on the top and on the hands are just a little too, I don't want to say fragile, but I'm just paranoid myself that they'll break. And to me, you don't really gain anything by putting the Artisan Rodeomaru in here as opposed to the normal Rodeomaru. I do appreciate that they put the functionality in here so you can do that. But in my mind, if you're buying this toy, you're buying it for the superposable and, you know, nicely designed Rodeomaru, not so much because you need something to connect to Bison King. So the functionality is there. You can do it. I would probably recommend not doing it. You can also go ahead and put him in here riding Shuriken. Very simply, I'll show you how to do that. Take this off and lift him out of here and then pull them out. He has these two pegs on the back that plug in right there, and then you can just fold them back up into the back and fold them back out when you want to connect him in. So I think it's pretty cool. He's definitely got functionality to connect to both Bison King and Shuriken. So I think this is a pretty great set. I like the inclusion of the little Chouzetsu Akaninger. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if that was done as an afterthought or just kind of a last-minute addition. I'm not really sure. But I think it's neat, and I love the little Ichibanto that he comes with, and he's definitely nicely articulated. A vast improvement over the original that came with Line Hao. And that's kind of how I feel about Rodeomaru as well. I think the Artisan version of Shinobimaru was definitely nice, but the Shinobimaru that you got with Shuriken wasn't terrible. I mean, obviously his legs were stuck together and his hands didn't move all that much. But I think the Rodeomaru that comes with Bison King, he's got the little T-Rex hands and he hardly moves at all. They're both nice improvements, but this guy isn't, I think, because Rodeomaru was less to work with initially, so this guy's an even bigger improvement than the Shinobimaru was over the original Shinobimaru, if that makes any sense to you guys. So I think this is a great improvement over the original Rodeomaru, plus the inclusion of the little Chouzetsu Akaninger is a nice bonus. And I like that they put the functionality in that you can connect them to Bison King, but I didn't personally need it because if I'm connecting him to Bison King, I'll probably use the one that comes with Bison King and then have this guy next to him as a display piece or something with the Artisan version of Shinobimaru, because these are just really nicely detailed and die-cast metal action figures of those two Otomanin, whereas I don't, like, there's no point in having extra articulation if he's going to be part of a brick, I guess is my point. So I would rather have these as display pieces in the Otomanin mode than have them combined with the mecha. That's just my personal opinion. But the functionality is there. If you bought this guy and you want to connect him up to Bison King, he can do it. And I think that's awesome that he can. So I recommend it. If you're not a big Ninninger fan, this could easily be a pass for you since it's premium Bandai. And, you know, it's definitely more expensive than anything else probably in the Ninninger vein. But I like it. If you're a Ninninger fan and you like Rodeomaru and you really want a nice, articulated, fun, die-cast version of him, then this is what you're going to want, and it's fantastic. They definitely hit the mark for what they were trying to do. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Super Sentai Artisan Rodeomaru with the tiny Chouzetsu Akaninger, and thanks for watching.